class, for Module 4, I decided to do a little something different and export the images or digital wireframes so you can see the screen a little bit better. I understand that my first movie wasn't the best because you couldn't really see the screens, and I'm trying to improve on that. Let's start. The first challenge that we need to solve is we want to create the option to use cash for our users instead of prepaying with their credit cards, debit cards, or PayPal. In this case, users are going to be able to place the order as normal, and once they do, they can proceed to check out or simply place the order now, and pay later, which means that their order is going to be placed, and as soon as the ice cream man arrives, they will be able to pay. Let's move on. In this other payment screen, we can have the order now button again, and they can pay later with their cash. In this option, in the payment method screen, they can order now and pay later again, and it's going to simply take them back to the shopping cart screen where they can simply place the order, and once they're ready, we're going to have a screen that's going to thank them. Thank you, your order has been placed. Please have your cash ready when you're picking up your order. For our second challenge, we want children to be able to use our application. In order to account for children to use the app, this application is going to have tons of visuals, tons of images, and hopefully moving images that it's going to attract children. And as we know, for the most part, most children are visual creatures. Let's just think about that for a second. When we learn how to read, how do we do so? We have our parents or other adults read to us, and we associate what they're reading with images. That's why we have children's books with tons of images and pictures, and they sometimes even have little handles where you can move them around and make them interactive. That idea, I'm trying to translate it into the application and have tons of images that move around and are very attractive for children to use. Once again, here is another screen once they click on the image. For our last challenge, users may use this app while driving, as designers have to make it usable in this situation. Certainly, it is not safe to use any mobile device while driving. Clearly, I don't recommend it. However, if users must use their phone while driving, they need to use a talk option. In this option, they will simply double click on the home button on their phones. Of course, they're going to have the application open. They're going to simply talk to the app and place their orders. So let's say they're in a car and they have Bluetooth system. They're going to be able to still have at least one hand on the driving wheel, their eyes on the road. They're going to be safer than be 100% focused on the phone. At least using a voice command, users are not going to place their lives in danger, and the same with their passengers and others on the road. Thank you.